Good morning and welcome to Lincoln Park's Class of 2020 virtual graduation. Thank you very much for your patience today. I'd also like to do a quick shout out and thanks to the music department and our ROTC for their contributions that you just saw. Thank you very much. My name is Dawn Gluns, and I will be your virtual host along with my beautiful work wife, Miss Grace Dragonetti.
Good afternoon. We'd like to take a minute to thank everybody who's helped bring this event together. Alderman Smith, the Lincoln Park Zoo for opening their arms and welcoming our drive-through procession on Friday, the teachers and staff that came out to help host that and greet students, the unending support of Black Oak Technical Productions, Beth Bernstein and Christy Baus. This event would not have happened without you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, truly. We needed so much help. Now we're going to take a moment to greet David Lebo Levitard, the artist who has worked closely with our students on the artwork that you'll see presented today and evolve before your very eyes. Thank you so much, David. Let's take a look. Nice. We're happy you're here too.
Very happy. Thank you so much. This is so cool.
Thank you again. We're so happy that you're here today, and we look forward to seeing this work transform over the course of the ceremony. First up today, we'd like to introduce our senior class president, Jeremy Arellano.
Fellow graduates, teachers, parents, and loved ones, I first want to take this moment to thank those who have helped me along my journey. My parents, loved ones, friends, and fellow supporters, thank you for giving me the chance to speak to you today. Although many of you will probably forget most of the words that come out of my mouth. Regardless of what you get out of this moment, I want to thank you for your time and patience here today. Over the course of our years at Lincoln Park High School, many of us have grown as people. Perhaps we've changed out of old elementary habits, or we've learned something more about the world around us and how we as a community can improve it. Some of you may be feeling like you have your life planned out, and others might be freaking out at this moment, panicking over what they should do next. Well, I can confidently tell all of you, none of us can know what's to come next. Even I thought I had my life figured out. Go to university and then work to get my dream job. But what I have learned in these years at Lincoln Park is to always be ready for the unexpected. Let's be honest. We can't plan everything out, and we need to put aside our fears of the new and unexpected so that we can experience our futures to the fullest. We want our futures to allow us to dip our toes in as many things as we can, experiencing new things as we transition into adulthood. And for those who fear change, trust me, you don't. I want you all to take this moment to look back at our freshman year. How many of you stepped into Lincoln Park with these thoughts? I'll join these classes and then these classes, or I'm going to go hang out with these certain groups of people and I'll be set for life. Many of you might have followed through in those plans, but some of you might have come across bumps along the way. Bumps that have caused you to change course or panic on how you might be able to salvage that plan. Certainly this was the same dilemma I faced my freshman year. I thought I had everything planned out for myself. I planned which AP classes to take. I planned how I would finish next day's homework at lunch, and I planned out how I would get ahead of my work after school. It was only a month into my freshman year before I realized that my life was becoming hell. I needed to break away from my original plan before I saw my life become consumed with utter disappointment. But the other side of me was telling me that any break from this plan would ruin my future. Don't be afraid to steer off your desired plan, to try new things, and don't be afraid to fail. Shortly after I wanted to break away from my plan, a couple of my friends approached me, convincing me to join in signing up for track and field. Not only was I about to say a hard no to them, but I was also going to call them crazy. To think I, who had no skill in running and getting tired of just thinking about the action of running, would join them for sign up. I quickly was about to turn home that day when again, they convinced me to at least come to the meeting, to experience a little of it before jumping to a conclusion. Again, I hesitated, but I joined them after they continued to bombard me with encouragement to come. At first I thought it was silly, sitting there while everyone around me looked as if they had been running for years. But I continued to listen, slowly but surely becoming invested in the process. So when it came time to choose my desired event, I blurted out the 400 meters, committing myself into something that I had no idea what to expect. Months passed, and I was beginning to train with the rest of the team, enduring every hard, sweaty workout and living through the pain of every stair set I climbed and every long run we were set on. Like anything new, I failed miserably, running out of energy real quick and always coming out last when I headed back to school. Every day of practice felt like a waste of time, and I did not enjoy anything about that training. I was tired in class and my legs hurt every day, and every time I climbed a flight of stairs to my next class. I was ready to quit the team, but when I thought about the bond with my teammates, I couldn't quit. I felt myself getting close to those around me, laughing at the jokes after finishing a workout, or having a conversation as we headed home. When the first track meet came and I was up to race on that day, I admit I came in dead last. But that didn't matter at all because I had a team to come at the end of the day. A team that was proud of me for racing my first race and supportive of my actions to continue to persevere, even though I felt like an utter failure. In many ways, I felt at home. Yes, this was different from my original plan, but I gave into the unexpected. Over the past few years, we have grown so much as we transition to the next chapter of our lives. Through those years, we have experienced moments where we have to shift our focus to the forces of change. Where we faced those changes, we may have failed, but those failures at the end of the day were easy to handle because we had a community behind us to support us in any ways possible, ready to pick us up and lift us off to try again. Through my years at LP, I've seen multiple examples of communities coming together to help one another, whether it be groups arguing about what type of music is better, or people laughing at how the main building looked very trashy the first day coming in, or people gathering to play basketball after a stressful day of school. In all those instances, we came together as a community, welcoming and taking care of one another, and bonding with each other for the best. Whether it be a coyote or a virus, We always come together and then laugh about it when we share it later in the future. When we wanted something to change, we fought for it. And yes, we failed at it. But that never stopped us from picking ourselves up and trying again. No matter where we go into our future, we will always remember LP and our home. And each and every one of us will take some of that home to the next place we will go. Today in this country, we face a problem left and right to which we know the solution to. We know what needs to change. The question is whether or not people are willing to fight for and make those changes. Problems of violence, poverty, inequality, and systematic racism run through our societies. People are pouring their heart and soul into fighting to bring about these changes. In many ways, our country stands more divided than ever before in our history, as some fear that change will cause them to lose special powers and privileges. With that, it is our mission, our duty, to change the world for the better, to help people around us realize the purposes of change and the good it will bring for everyone around us. Never let change be a negative to you or others. And always embrace the failures that come with it, like stepping stones to a new chapter. We might not know everything, but we should be united together and live peacefully with each other. It is up to us to make sure this happens, and that we stand united to help all of those around us feel the positivity that change will bring. Thank you again, class of 2020, and congrats. We did it.
Well said, Jeremy, well said. And how prophetic for today's events, huh? Thank you so very much. Now, I'd like to introduce our first teacher-nominated senior speaker, Camille Adams Lanzer.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates. Congratulations on your accomplishments. We've had a very trying year here at LP, but we've been resilient. This resilience has taught us the importance of community. I belong to a community of people that have a rare disorder, but before I found the people who made me feel like I belonged, I felt isolated. As we begin our new path in life, I want you to reflect on how you made it to where you are now. Pause for a minute and recall someone or some moment that helped make you a better you. Is it a special person who helped encourage you to follow a certain dream? Is it a family member who lifted your spirits when you wanted to give up? Or is it your community that provided you the opportunity to find yourself like my sickle cell community did for me? Over the years, many of us have endured various challenges. Personally, those obstacles involve my health, but for some of you, it may be academic strong community. Regardless of what we go on to become, don't feel as if you have to make it big. Starting small is sometimes one of the best ways you can help. For example, I've always been interested in giving back to my community because I wanted to create positive change. One year, I turned my birthday party into a platform to educate people about sickle cell anemia, a disease that predominantly affects African Americans. Also, instead of receiving gifts, I asked people to bring toys that I could donate to a women and children's shelter. I might not have hosted a grand fundraiser and raised millions of dollars, but I helped educate people in order to inspire them to help others, which hopefully inspired them to do something good, thus starting the cycle all over again. This is called a ripple effect, when a small act of kindness creates other acts of kindness. The ripple effect is one of the most powerful tools we have when thinking about creating positive change. We have already begun to create ripples. And from the many protests we participated in to the discussions we had about morale at our school, every time we came together to share cultures at our assemblies and spread awareness, when we worked through the summer helping Chicago's youth, we are making change. And when we mentor each other after school, we are making change. As we begin our journey, I know the LP community will continue to feel the ripple of what began 4 years ago when we walked onto the mall. I can't wait to see how many more ripples we create. Class of 2020, remember, what we put into our communities is what we get out of them. Don't leave anyone behind. Good luck, and go Lions.
Resilience, education, and change. Lovely words. Thank you, Camille. This year's valedictorian and salutatorian will be introduced by Danielle Crown and Richard Sauer.
Soyeon Lee was born and raised in Seoul, South Korea. After the loss of her mother, she immigrated to the United States a week before her freshman year started. She had to overcome numerous challenges, such as language barriers and cultural differences, while adjusting to a new school system and new people. Despite her struggles, she was notably successful in the IB diploma program as well as the AP examinations, from which she accomplished an AP Scholar Award with distinction. As a leader of the Asian American Club, So-young co-coordinated Lincoln Park's first annual Asian Heritage Night. She also co-founded the Bible Club, which provided a comfortable space for students to share their insights on the issues of the world and faith. She was an active member of Lincoln Park Chamber Singers and served as a freshman mentor of the Freshman Leadership Council. She participated in the National Honor Society and volunteered at 15 different locations throughout Chicago. She feels indescribably thankful for all of her teachers, classmates, and family members who were extremely supportive and understanding. This fall, So-young will be attending Northwestern University, majoring in economics. Congratulations.
Tien Lee will be attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign to study aerospace engineering. Tien is a first-generation Vietnamese American who was born and raised in Chicago. At LPHS, he played the violin, participated in the chess team, Model United Nations Club, the National Honor Society, shot put and discus in the track and field team, the Asian American Club, and the game club. Tien's favorite hobby is sightseeing in Chicago while listening to music. His favorite thing to do in school is to joke around and annoy his friends every day. Tien's favorite high school moment include chilling in third period during the Coyote lockdown and going to the McDonald's on Hall with his friends to blow some cash on a piece chicken nugget Happy Meal. His favorite episode of The Office, the dinner party at Jan and Mike's house. Tien is also a certified level 5 check officer. He likes to put on his shoes before his socks, order in a number 6 with and take his goldfish out on nightly walks. Lastly, Tien's favorite high school is Lincoln Park High School. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Sauer and Ms. Crown. We really appreciate that. And hi to that jogger. So now it is with great pleasure that I get to introduce our principal, Dr. Eric Steinmiller. Welcome to the Pride, Dr. Steinmiller.
Thank you. I realized if I didn't look like this, none of you would recognize me from Friday's activity, so I figured I would at least start out that way before getting into this conversation. There we go. So thank you for coming out today and giving me the opportunity to speak. I want to thank Ms. Glunz and Ms. Dragonetti for all their work to make this an exceptional and the best case scenario we can for our students, and I appreciate Black Oaks for their production, David Liebotard for his help with the art, and the Lincoln Park Zoo for their support as well. So over the last 4 weeks, I've had the opportunity to speak with our seniors. One of the first times was during the collaboration session between 10 students selected by their peers, representing such areas as IB, double honors, visual arts, performing arts, and athletics. Kieran and Hannah led the way, and I was able to see how dedicated and reflective they were throughout that process. Maya had this joyful laugh and made meaningful connections to the symbols and to the images that were being created. They created the design with David Liebotard, and I was able to sit back and learn about their experiences as seniors, as students of Lincoln Park High School. What they came up with was the senior box cover and the commemorative sticker in your box. Just a heads up, you will receive a shirt with the same design once it arrives. I want to give David's fiancée Brenna a shout out for the senior box idea. She's the one who gave it to us. So on this box is a lion representing the diverse experiences of our seniors, as you can see by the coyote, local hangouts, and other items depicted. The coyote discussion stuck with me. With all the trials and tribulations, they discussed the lockdown with the coyote. The coyote eventually was named Mercy, and they said it summed their experience and that it became a tagline for the year. It even made them laugh that they could overcome absolutely anything. So I've had other opportunities to speak with our seniors, including sessions with the counselors, popping in a few classes, and individual student conversations. And I appreciate a lot of the work that a lot of our students have done, even creating montages and different types of things for our seniors. However, the first time I had the opportunity to engage with all seniors was this Friday as the drive-through processional. It was amazing to see a community response. The Lincoln Park Zoo donated their space, teachers and staff cheering for each student over 4 hours, and parents and students celebrating their accomplishments. We had cars decorated and celebrating their students. We had students driving themselves through the drive-thru. We had students and friends driving other friends and other students, and students walking great distances to show up on foot. We even had a marine truck that was driving 6 or 7 different families through so they could all participate. That is community. That is Lincoln Park. It is amazing. Ms. Gluns and I originally were going to break up the announcing of names, and I realized after the first few that there was an opportunity to meet every student and share their names as Lincoln Park 2020 graduates. I can't wait to see the video in our commencement ceremony today. Every interaction was a gift. How wonderful our seniors are. I met intelligent, caring, creative, passionate, and happy students. Seniors, before we get to the next activity, I have a single charge for you, and I know you are all capable. I challenge you all to be agents of change. We need you. I put more details about this in my letter to you in the senior box. We are inundated with a world of inequities, and everyone needs you. I grew up in Arkansas, and I wish, as a student, I did more. You see, every year, we had a different alternating queen based on who was white and who was black, rotating each year. It was a system designed to avoid courageous conversations about race that were needed. I regret we did not do more at my time. You have to be the agents of change that are needed. Based on my few interactions with you, I know you will. So the focus of today is on you. I want to take the last part of this conversation to give you voice to the virtual graduation portion. David Liebitard is going to draw and live scribe the words and copy text of our seniors to create your voice during the remainder of the graduation ceremony. You can see where he is at up to this point based on the conversations that are going on. I can see how he's quoted Jeremy, Camille, bringing together the points of who we are as a community as Lincoln Park High School. So what we're going to do right now is our students have been submitting chats and images and thoughts that they want to contribute to this. It's a way for you to be fully interactive with this experience. So while it's virtual, it's live, and we want you to be a part of it. So I have several different images and statements from seniors, and I'd like to share them out. One of those, John, he was talking about the chamber singers, and I'm very curious how this is going to work, so let's see how this goes. One of the things that he was talking about was the chamber singers. Can we get that up there? And it was interesting, during this time, obviously we had a brief delay to blame it on the coyote, so I did take the seniors' response to it. So one of them was the chamber singers and how they were reflecting on this. And I found it kind of interesting that was a huge part of the introduction to our ceremony, their process in supporting it. So let's see if we can do this. Live art. And while we're getting to this point, I do want to thank all of the others who have supported us in creating the video for our chamber singers as we were doing this for the initial part of it. I also want to thank some of our other community members. I know Alderman Smith has been instrumental in making this work. So let's see how this goes. And I'm not even totally sure how this system works. So as we're getting to the chamber singers, I'll talk about some of the other things that were put up so we can go through this as well. So we have some of the chamber singers being an important part. Some of the other things, just statements that I've seen throughout this, were students just talking about having to wear their IDs all the time and the impact that had on them. So the chamber singers being one thing. One of them that they feel, a symbol that they feel also connects with the students besides just the chamber singers, is, as you saw, the pillars in front of our school. When we saw Miss Crown, and you could see the images in the background of that, it was an important part of this too. Awesome.
Very cool.
And there's some statements I will also share as we're drawing the chamber singers. Sonia said, and I really like how she just framed her paragraph, so I just want to share it with you. The immaculate attention you give to surfaces under those rocks that most of us just skip across the lake of our viewers' minds without a thought other than how many can I get? That's why I love you, whoever you are, whenever you are. And I just thought that was a nice expression of who she was. All right, so we have John's chamber singers. I really like the idea of the image of the pillars in front of the old building that Hannah presented. I thought those are kind of a neat concept to it.
And those pillars also showed up in our senior design hoodie this year. So
I like that too.
Absolutely, I love it.
So we have the, let me see what else we've got. Apparently Starbucks, a lot of students commented that they are late to first period because of Starbucks. So I feel like that was one part that they were talking about. I see Starbucks as being a part of it. Ashley talked about the Hill. The Hill is kind of being a space to hang out near Oz Park. So, you know, as we're kind of talking about the columns and different things to it, just kind of throwing through these different ideas. So I see our columns are coming together. Now, several students put the coyote, but if you look closely at the lion, you'll see that the coyote has already been present within it the entire time, as well as the bench in which all the students are sitting around. And I hope I say that name right, Hosani, she wrote about Oz Park as well and put a butterfly by it. Now, there would be our coyote within our lion as well.
Oh, mercy.
So one of the things that Hosanna and several put down was Oz Park and put a butterfly. Is there any way we could throw a butterfly to represent Oz Park within that? That would be awesome. Celia also put the coyote down. Catherine also wrote about the choir that we have represented. We have the Armitage train stop that's already been located within this as well, that students wanted to be a part of it. That was Sadie saying she wanted that within there. Valeria, I know you put this, and I think this is a great, I just want to make sure I say it out loud. The first Undocumented Allies Club, the Immigrant Ambassadors, and I think that just shows a great part of how Lincoln Park is supporting individual students. Natalia put down diversity, which I see is presented also within our Lion as well. When the students were meeting with David Lebo, they were talking about making sure that a lot of color was expressed throughout this image, and you can see that throughout the work of art. So I'm seeing also some additional text that students were wanting to write down into this, and I like this one. Let me get to it really quickly. Hold on. Querer es poder. I really like from Sergio. Querer es poder was one statement that he put down. Another statement that I see, recognition, positive energy. Recognition, positive energy as being something that was important. Recognition and positive energy by Jemiah. Thank you, Jemiah. Appreciate you sharing that with us. And I'm probably going way faster than he's drawing, but I just want to make sure that I can express everything that all the seniors were sharing with us. All right. And we'll do this for a little bit longer. And after that, what we'll do is I'll go off stage, and then we'll continue to include a lot of the statements that all of the students are putting in here. I like what Maya put. I'll be there for you, friends, and just showing who our students are. I'll be there for you, friends, from Maya. Now, Ethan, I don't know about the first period naps, but it seems like that's an important thing that you were trying to do during the school. I think, again, seeing people talk about the wall-to-wall IB program that is here as well. I see Sadie did the same thing, wall-to-wall IB being important. I'll be there for you. I remember that was from Maya. I see Hannah, and different Hannah, who put down the chamber orchestra. We'll continue with this as we can go through it. We'll add more images to this and share it out with you as we go through this process. But just wanted to, as an IB school, as a double honor school, first of all, I want to really celebrate our IB students for all their hard work, our double honor students for all their hard work, but also the visual arts and performing arts for contributing to the culture that we have at Lincoln Park High School. I will jump off stage and work with Levo on these works, and I just want to say thank you all for joining us today in our graduation ceremony. As an IB school that's global, as a school fine arts school, I think it's fun that we have an interactive piece with an artist out of Miami supporting us during this process. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, next are our chamber singers and concert choir, led by Mr. Cooper, Mr. Kendall, and Mr. Martin. Here is an LP tradition, Bridge Over Troubled Water.
I'll be your bridge over troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me
When you're down and out, the sheep evening falls, so I will
comfort you. I'll take your palm. Oh, when darkness comes, pain is all. Like a bridge over troubled
Let's give a big virtual applause to the chamber singers and concert choir. Lovely rendition of Bridge Over Troubled Water. Now we're going to check back in with the artist, David Lebo Lebitard, and see the progression of today's piece. With our
I see risk-taking.
IB learner profile traits. We told you needed to know them. There they are.
There'll be a quiz at the end. Oh, the pillars came out really nicely, and
Yeah,
I
they
like
did.
how the pillars are holding up the lion, like the pillars have held up our students through the years.
Oh, and we've got Oz Park and the butterfly in there now. Oh, and Like a Bridge Over Troubled Water has made an appearance up there too.
And now we're striving for something. What are we striving for?
Greatness.
Greatness. And achieve. Excellent.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. This is so fascinating how this is all playing out with our artists. Thank you. So cool. So now our second teacher-nominated senior speaker is Jose Trochet.
Hello to all my fellow 2020 graduates, and hello to the Lincoln Park High School staff that guided us along the way. I miss you all and wish you and your families the best during these difficult times. Today, I will be addressing a major factor in becoming successful, a factor we, the Lincoln Park class of 2020, specifically faced a lot of this year: adaptation. What is adaptation? Adaptation is how one responds to adversity, the ability to change our routine so that we are no longer experiencing the problem. In order to adapt, you need to be able to leave your comfort zone, be able to take initiative, and act as a leader. A real-life example of this would be Steve Jobs and Apple. Steve Jobs initially focused on developing the Macintosh, but he soon realized that simply building computers wasn't going to get him to the level he desired, so he adapted. Jobs saw there was a lack of innovation in the phone industry, so he decided to take the initiative to build one of the first smartphones to ever exist. That's all it took. Jobs adjusted the technology from his Macintosh to his innovative iPhone, and to this day, the iPhone is one of the most popular phones on the market. Apple would not be where it is today if Steve Jobs didn't take the initiative to adapt his technology for phones. What adaptations can we, the Lincoln Park High School class of 2020, make? While our adaptations might not be as big as the iPhone, we are always adapting in our day-to-day lives. One of the biggest adaptations we have made to date was making the switch from traditional school-based learning to remote learning due to COVID-19. We were robbed of the final months of our high school career. While this has been a pretty big challenge, the Lincoln Park class of 2020 is no stranger to dealing with adversity. This school year has taught us to become adaptable and resourceful. We have survived one of the longest strikes on record, as well as having to deal with a significant administration change mid-year. How did we react? We adapted to the situation together. We came together as one school and as one family. It was not the easiest process, but overall it prepared us. These challenges have made my classmates and I more prepared for the unpredictable world we live in. Being able to adjust and adapt to these types of situations is necessary to take your success to the next level. To my 2020 classmates, there is no doubt that this has been one of the most challenging years of all time. However, we faced it head on. We are the Lincoln Park High School class of 2020. We overcame the teacher strike, overcame a mid-year administrative change, and overcame the loss of the last couple months of our high school experience and senior year activities due to an uncontrollable pandemic. It is impossible to say we cannot handle adversity, as we have been tested all year and have proven our ability to adapt time and time again. LP, Class of 2020, we already have proven our adaptability, which is a vital part in becoming successful in the real world. I now challenge you all to continue to place yourself in uncomfortable situations. Continue to reach for the unimaginable. If you want to be a police officer, don't settle until you're the chief of police. If you want to be a vet, don't settle until you own your own clinic. If you want to be a nurse, don't stop until you're the head of your department. If you want to be a lawyer, don't stop until you have your own firm. And lastly, if you want to be an athlete, don't stop until you have achieved the highest level. Lincoln Park Class of 2020, we have the power to take our future as far as we want. Continue pushing yourself and never become complacent. Thank you all for being a part of my high school journey. I am extremely fortunate to call myself a Lincoln Park High School 2020 graduate. We have been through more than any high school student should, but I wouldn't have changed a thing about our high school experience. Our experience has prepared us for the unpredictable, unfair world we live in. During this trying time, there are not many things that are certain. However, I can say this with certainty. My classmates and I are ready to thrive, and we will make you proud. Thank you all for taking the time to listen. Jose Fernando Trochet III, signing out.
Well said. The ability to adapt. We certainly are working with adaption today. And it's great advice for everybody. Now I'm going to introduce Jennifer Rucker. She's going to be presenting our annual Scholarship Award recipients.
The O'Donnell Scholarships were established by Martin O'Donnell in honor of his late sister, Barbara O'Donnell, who taught history at Lincoln Park High School for many years until her retirement. Each year, through the O'Donnell Scholarships, we honor students who have demonstrated outstanding work in each of the main subjects that are offered at Lincoln Park High School. This year, we are proud to offer the scholarships to the following seniors for these things. In law, there are two winners, Iktamir Bat-Orshik and Jalen Seals. For History Fair, there are two winners, Flora Huang and Michelle Estrella Dominguez. In English, Ruby Zlatkowski. In Science, Christian Borges. For Performing Arts, Sergio Romero Castro. For Math, Soyun Lee. And in World Language, we offer a scholarship for each of the 4 languages offered at Lincoln Park High School. For Spanish, Margaret Payton. For French, Gregorio Murillo. For Arabic, Hadrian Velde. And for Mandarin, Kembre Daniel. Congratulations to the scholarship winners, and I wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Ms. Rucker. That was lovely. And I want to send a super thanks shout out to Marty O'Donnell for always supporting and his continued contributions to our Lincoln Park students. Thank you, Marty. And now, our LSC student representative and my favorite Irishman, Kieran O'Brien.
Hello everyone, this is Kieran O'Brien signing on one last time as your favorite Irishman to give some final words as we finish off this chapter of our lives. We've been through a lot this year, from the teacher strike to our transitions through different administrations, the coyote lockdown, and finally this virus. But despite all these challenges, we made it through what is probably one of the shortest school years in history. We have worked hard to get through this difficult year, and we have reached our destination. However, just because our high school experience is over, it doesn't mean we can't continue to learn and grow from this experience. We have shown that we are educated, political, and strong. This year alone has provided all of us with experience that we can use for the rest of our lives. We have shown that no matter what gets thrown our way, we will continue to move forward and grow. While this year held many challenges, we were able to learn from them and still managed to succeed. I want you all to enjoy this success. After all, we finally made it. But I also want you to keep this year in mind. When you face future hardships, remember that you have gotten through them before and you can only get stronger. This year was more stressful than any of us could have imagined, but I am glad we can end it on a positive note by celebrating our graduation. Thank you for choosing me to represent you this year, and as my final act as student representative, I wish you good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Kieran. Your daily announcements are so missed. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, I present to you the Lincoln Park High School graduating class of 2020's virtual tribute walk.
Abdurrahman Thomas.
Aiden Lind.
Aiden McDermott.
Jack O'Connell.
Aiden Odell.
Aaron Beals.
Alex Rich, Tulane, 24, baby!
Alicia Levine.
Alia Segura.
Allison Murray Frontek.
Alyssa Sierra.
Amari Janti.
Annalise Orta.
Asia Jennings. Athena Marie Johnson.
Aviva Berkey.
Becky Chen.
Camille Alexandria Adams Lonzo.
Celia Wolfman. Danielle Economou. Derek Ma. Amelia Ramos.
Class of 2020.
Have the name.
George Hannah.
I'm gonna miss y'all, man. I'm gonna miss y'all.
Rafael Juarez. Hannah Amber Lopez.
Ian Armand Jordan.
Isabella DeMarty. Isis Oviedo.
Isabella Mims Haddad.
Jabari Ware.
Jacob Alvarez.
Jada Marshall.
Jaden Butu.
Have Johnny Cebollero, class of 2020.
James Thomas.
Jasmine Gong.
Joanna Corbett.
Jocelyn Pausa.
Jack Kozminski.
John Kenyon Larson.
Jose Trochet.
Joseph Michael Kuzila.
Julian Smith.
Fernandez.
Karen Cardona Reyes.
Carlo Vargas.
Kate Unterseer.
Caitlin Shelton.
Catherine Rose Dampier.
Kayla Juliana Gregorio.
Kayla Valencia. Kayleen Ann Norton.
Daniel, class of 2020, baby!
Kieran O'Brien.
Kirsten Thompson.
Lauren Leach.
Lika Lajava.
Liam Gabbert.
Hi, my name is Maddie Soyster.
Adeline Moser.
Maddie Wilcox.
Maitreya Wedmeyer. Margaret Payton. Mariah Ham. Mark Palomino. Maxwell Christopher Cole.
Hi, my name is Maya Fragoso.
Melanie Isabel Rodriguez.
Melanie Ramos, class of 2020.
Michael Cisneros.
Michael Marcus.
Michaela Schoenbiebel.
Mohammed Tulaimat.
Montana Hernandez.
Naomi Clay.
Nicholas Shutter.
Nicholas Topaz.
Olivia Rodriguez. Patrick Taylor.
Paulina Benarchik.
Peyton Robinson.
Lucky sucks, you made it.
Rachel Catriel Taylor.
Rachel Whiteley.
Richard Ridgway.
Ruby Zlatkowski.
Sadie Soto. Samantha Carbajal.
Hold up.
Sebastian Xavier Mendoza.
Sean Wells.
Sophia Guzman.
Thomas Furman.
Titi Lyle Brown.
Tyler Mavlamedia.
Ulysses Castillo.
Valentina Vanissada.
Vaughn Carr.
Benicio Puzila.
Will Bells.
William Klasny.
Zoe Bernstein.
Diania Nicole Chavez. Zaire Morton.
Wow, I really enjoyed seeing all of your smiling faces, and I really liked all that creativity. Bravo, class of 2020. I'd like to thank you all for the kids who participated. You did a brilliant job. We will miss you.
All right, we're excited to see how today's live art has evolved. Let's take a final look.
Oh, you got your ID on. I stand at the door every day and tell every kid, put your ID on. Oh, Chicago flag.
Starbucks is in there for sure now.
And the hill.
First period naps. If only we could take those.
I don't understand. If you're at the Starbucks, why are you napping? The hoops at Oz Park.
We bleed blue and gold. Indeed, we do.
Every day.
The coyote ate the power cord. Well, lots of cool stuff up there. Make sure you take a closer look at that and see how today's event has unfolded via art. Thank you for joining us today in what is surely Lincoln Park's most unique graduation of all time, one that will be remembered forever. Congratulations and best of luck to the class of 2020. I'm so proud to have been your teacher and this year's co-graduation sponsor. I'm passing you back to the colleague I'm proud to call my work wife, Miss Dawn Gluntz.
All right. Remember, class of 2020, the way to right is to turn the light of truth upon them. Ida B. Wells. Thank you. Be bold, be courageous, and be your best. Good luck. you.